We've been gearing up for Aligned 17, which is a virtual conference dedicated to sales and marketing alignment. It's happening May 22nd through the 26th, and we wanted to do something special for B2B Growth listeners. Leading up to the event, we'll be giving you early access to some of the Aligned 17 sessions. Today's episode is exactly that. So if you like today's interview, head over to aligned17.com and sign up to access every session of the event. We've got an incredible lineup of speakers, including Gary Vaynerchuk, Jill Conrath, Tony Hughes, Tucker Max, and Trish Bertuzzi, along with dozens of other B2B sales and marketing experts. So go to aligned17.com and sign up today.
You're listening to the B2B Growth Show, a podcast dedicated to helping B2B executives achieve explosive growth. Whether you're looking for techniques and strategies or tools and resources, you've come to the right place. I'm Jonathan Green.
And I'm James Carberry.
Let's get into the show.
Welcome back to Aligned 17. We are here today with the man, the myth, the legend, Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary, how are you doing today?
I'm doing super well.
So Gary, similar to the interview you guys just did with the Ambition podcast, give the folks watching this, for maybe the one person that hasn't heard your spiel, doesn't know your background, give a little bit of background before we jump into talking about sales and marketing alignment.
Before I do that, I'm always fascinated by people's actions and how quickly you can get insight. The fact that you gave that podcast a shout out in the intro to your entire conference speaks obnoxious volumes of how you think about the world, and literally puts me in a really good mood. Good for you, and probably a tremendous lesson. You want to talk about alignment, like doing right by the universe. Doing the right thing is always the right thing. Like, genuinely, this is not a joke. And I know I'm just very weird start to a podcast or a conference. It's unbelievable to me how much more I want to now give to you because of the subtlest, littlest thing you just did. What do you think about that?
I really appreciate that.
Good.
Really appreciate
Good. Okay.
that.
Anyway, I'm an entrepreneur. I was born in the Soviet Union. I was a baseball card lemonade, kind of like, shovel your driveway kind of kid, that kind of hustler. Long before entrepreneurship was cool, I thought it was cool. Made a lot of money selling baseball cards. Kind of kid that was making like $1,000 a weekend at 14, which was pretty different. My dad built the American dream for our family. Worked his ass off, saved every dollar, and eventually built became one of the partners in a very big franchise in New Jersey called Shoppers Discount Liquors. Owned a store in Springfield, New Jersey when I turned 14 and dragged me into that store. $2 an hour, bagging ice, stocking shelves, real merchant kind of immigrant. You don't see that kind of thing anymore, especially not from Eastern Europe. We don't have that kind of immigration. You're seeing that a lot more from Latin America and other places, India. And, I became somebody who fell in love with the idea of people collecting wine, which led me to launching WineLibrary.com in 1996. And over the next 8-year window, my dad and I built up the business from a $4 to a $60 million business. Kind of put me on the map, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, everybody's like, hey, whiz kid builds big wine store. And that was kind of like, I think for my family even, and definitely my friends and acquaintances, that kind of was, kind of who I was going to be. Like, he did it. He made it. Secretly in my own mind, I was like, I haven't even started. Google goes and buys YouTube for $1.7 billion. I was an early YouTuber. I'm like, wait a minute, my talent maps to other things. I decided to become an investor. My first 3 investments were Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. I made a lot of money, as you can imagine. I got deep into the social media world. I went on to write 4 New York Times bestsellers about social media and business, and I launched an agency that I currently am the CEO of called VaynerMedia, which is a 700-person shop, 4 offices, $130 million revenue agency, creative media, video production. So I'm an entrepreneur.
Gary, so launching into this and talking about sales and marketing alignment, so you at VaynerMedia, you guys work with some of the largest brands in the world.
Yes.
Can you talk to us about how the Vayner marketing team and the Vayner sales team have collaborated to win those accounts?
Mickey, who runs our Chattanooga office, I was watching his face as you asked that question. So we don't have either at VaynerMedia.
Okay.
And that's really not a joke. We have it, but not real. We don't have it. Actually, let's get serious. We don't have it. It's because I'm the human version of what you just said.
Okay.
Which is why it works. We don't have the friction of the marketing department being mad at the sales team and the sales team being mad at the marketing team, because both sides of me love each other very much because I love myself. So I would tell you, I can answer it better, which is I watch sales and marketing organizations every day. I've gone on to invest in 100 different businesses. A lot of them are SaaS-based businesses, Percolate, Curelate, HiQ. I'm very, very deep into orgs that have both. And I will tell you that similar to the issue that I have at VaynerMedia between the creative team and the production team and the account team and the media team, every single person, I'm very much in a football mood. We're post-NFL draft. The defense hates the offense. I mean, for all the fame around the 2000 Ravens, that defense hated their offense. They hated them. And so did the 85 Bears, and so did the 86 Giants, until Sims went crazy in the Super Bowl. And like this is what the classic thing is. Mom and dad, like sales and marketing orgs are going to hate each other because they have different objectives. And I am empathetic to both. Let me explain. Salespeople. I'm a salesman. Salespeople. One move that your marketing team can do can change everything for you. They can go 0 for 92. They could be the biggest schlemiels. You can hate them. And one activation at a conference, one video they make for Facebook, one thing, one sponsorship, one thing fixes everything. They are literally Mike Tyson, right? One punch. And that you have to respect. There is nothing you, salesperson, can do that will ever map to one excellent execution in marketing that has the same impact. Next, marketers. You're full of and you're fluffy, and most of the stuff you're going to do doesn't matter, and you're highbrow and your degrees, and I don't give a shit what awards or what articles are written about how clever you are. You are not as practical. You are not in day-to-day. You are the offensive superstar of a football team, but probably more like a wide receiver because the CEO is the quarterback. So I love that you can be highly successful, and I love that everybody knows who you are. But just like wide receivers in the NFL, you're a prima donna. You're not practical. You don't get the full picture all the time. And your salespeople, a.k.a. the offensive line, is there day in and day out, grinding, trying to clean up for mistakes you've made or misses you've had. They don't have the luxury of your budget that has no quantifiable evidence to success. And you've got to be empathetic to your sales team because they are there and there's no wiggle room. Your sales team can't say to the CEO and more importantly the CFO, well, the long-term impact of that conversation I have will do this, even though it's true. Even though I am a great salesperson because I set up sales and I'll have a sales call that's actually not even about the sales call. It's about what I'm going to try to do with that person in a year, but I'm only justifying to myself. As a salesperson wearing that jersey, you've got to make sales. And everybody's just looking at your numbers. Nobody's giving you any credit for the setup. Marketing person, you're only getting credit for the setup. Both of you need to desperately deploy empathy to the other party, and that's the organizations that win, but that's up to the head of marketing and the head of sales for her and him to be aligned at the top and create the air cover for those 83 employees or 2 employees to be able to create that cohesive unit. And that's what great coaching is, to get your offensive and defensive coordinator completely aligned to create a cohesive unit, and most people are not good at it.
It's incredible.
That's it. Like, this meeting is over. Right? I'm excited to answer your questions. I'm excited, I'm excited that I'm looking at a side here that Jill and Tony and Trish and Tucker have other things to say. Here's the punchline. Everything I just said is the whole nut, the whole enchilada, the only thing that matters. Everything else is secondary and tactics. That religion that I just framed, that blueprint is the only thing.
So Gary, a lot of folks watching this are in the B2B SaaS space.
Great.
And something that you talk about a lot is this idea of adding value up front.
Yes.
Before you try to extract, you have to add value first.
Yes.
But what I see, a lot of B2B companies, they look at their product as the value.
That's good.
So when they lead with that, they're leading with product.
Which is good.
Be that with a cold email or whatever.
But in my classic Jay Cutler story, where I gave somebody a Jay Cutler jersey as a thank you for buying something, I also had the best wines. So Wine Library, all this is built on Wine Library. Wine Library had the best prices on every wine in America because I was running scrape data against everybody. So we had not only the product was equal, right? Which means you had an equally best product. We had the best price, which then inherently made it mean that we had the best product. We had the same product everybody else had. It wasn't like this SaaS is better than that. When you're in a commodity market and you have the best price and you can get it to them the most seamless, you win. It's called Amazon, right? So keep going. But what I'm doing right now, and I'm sorry to jump in, is I'm suffocating out the product being the variable. Because if the product is so great and you're leading with that, the fuck do I need you as a salesperson for?
So with that, my thought is when you lead with product, the perception is, oh, you're just trying to sell me. Like you think your product is the value, but I'm the prospect. I don't know your product.
I respect that as well.
I don't know that. So and I'm a VP of marketing, I'm a CMO, I'm getting 127 sales emails an hour of some B2B SaaS company trying to sell me their thing. What are ways that brands can engage their target accounts as decision makers by adding value first without it being centered around the product?
There's so many ways. So actually, I have no idea about why you're doing this, but I'm sure it's got a trail to something else. And by the way, that may be a 13-year trail that you want to be positioned in this world, or I have no idea, but like clearly, content is an enormous value. Like, again, and I'm sorry for being so egotistical about this, but like there's a few things in life that I just really believe in. And like that rant I had about sales and marketing in the beginning of this is super valuable. And I'm convinced that 3 human beings' lives are changed forever because they impassionately heard that rant. This is, according to what you're saying, a free seminar, right? Mm-hmm. That's valuable. Like somebody's going to email you in 7 years and be like, yo, bro, remember line 17, right? Like, that rant that Gary said, or to throw a little bit more humility to it, Jill Kay's statement on this, or Tucker's funny rant on that, unlocked this for me and I won. There's enormous amounts of ways to bring value. My number one way, and this model that you have here is common. People do this. I would take it even further. Here's what I mean. I would stalk the clients and see what their problems are and fix them. And I mean, pick up their kid from daycare all the way to solve, like my favorite B2B move is to troubleshoot a problem with my competitor's software without making a big deal of it at the end. Literally know my competitor's product so well. Look at somebody that tweets or LinkedIn's or Facebook's that they're pissed at that product. Jump in, tell them what to do to fix it, to actually fix it, to make them keep that software instead of going to mine, and then let my bio speak for itself when they're like, wait a minute. Did an Oracle dude just help me with my Salesforce product? I think that's the baddest shit in the world. I think that is a really smart concept. How do you purely let karma become practical? How do you execute karma into practicality? Do the right thing and then see what happens.
Yeah. Where do you see the biggest growth opportunity for B2B brands right now, Gary?
Facebook video commercials. Okay. I'm obsessed. I think every single B2B company, so this is why we started VaynerBeta, right? We think that every B2B software company in the world should make a $150,000 video that aspires to be the Dollar Shave Club video in a B2B environment. And when they're sitting with The Office as their angle, they're golden. Let me explain. The sitcom The Office. I think every B2B company in the world should either make a scene from The Office for 4 minutes, using different characters, obviously, but that style, where it's an inside joke about the SaaS product or 2 CFOs talking. Paint me the picture in video form of the dream scenario. Or SportsCenter commercials for SportsCenter. You know how they like I think making a 3-minute, 19-second video of your head of sales and your head of product and your CMO of your SaaS business in a funny way that makes people attached to them. Guys, so much of this is commoditized. If I owned a SaaS business today, we would send 0 emails. It works. It just doesn't work well enough to scrap out and suck out all the creativity of everything else that actually works.
You mentioned VaynerBeta right there, Gary. Talk to us a little bit more about that. What is that?
VaynerMedia got real big, and you have to spend $2 million to do business with us, and most people aren't Chase, Under Armour, ABI, and so we're getting back to stupid sales, like we're getting 500 emails a week to the VaynerMedia website of like, can you work? I'm much more of a small business guy. I've built small businesses. I've invested in small businesses. I understand that game. I understand the advice that I just gave. Somebody's listening right now and going, wait a minute, this guy wants me to spend $130,000 on one video? Like, what if it doesn't work? I know that it's worth it to find out, because most people, especially with VaynerMedia, will hit at least a single or a double. And I know all your Facebook ads, all your LinkedIn ads, all your Google ads, all your newspaper ads, all your magazine and the B2B ads, all your trade show booths become less expensive and convert better when you have a video that does something, right? Because I'm a marketer.
Yep.
So VaynerMedia is just out there to help more businesses, and I'm excited about it.
Gary, a lot of folks in the B2B space talking about social selling. How do you define social selling? And should B2B companies be hiring specifically for this role?
I just gave you my 2.0 version of it. Like going to Twitter and searching people talking about things and bringing them value without selling up front and making Facebook videos is such a good strategy, man. The combination of the thank you economy and jab, 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 right hook and kind of like the modern Facebook video, and even influencers, when I say influencers, look at the faces you've got on your website. Paying Trish B $1,000 to do a sponsored post where she would have to put ad in her copy for your B2B, for your B2B business is probably a good idea. Mm-hmm. Now she may not have enough followers to justify that, but just new ways, man. Just the bulk email's dead. Mm-hmm. And by the way, spamming everybody on LinkedIn, dead. And when I say dead, it works. It just doesn't work as well as it did 6 years ago. And more importantly, everybody's doing it. Yep. And it's becoming less effective, and it's doing nothing for you. Again, so let me give you a great idea. Make the video of The Office. It's literally like, guy walks in, goes, our fucking doesn't work. Blah, 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 blah. Make a joke. Ha, ha. Let's call this company. You guys come in. You fix it. Make it. And then run Facebook ads and target employees of all your prospects, the trade show organizations in your industry, and competitive companies. Here's why. You're not going to be able to hide. They're going to see it anyway. So actually make them see it. Because then when the head of sales sees that and goes, holy crap, that's creative, and you have a head of sales job opening, see where I'm going?
Love it.
People are just not smart in 2018. They're just not.
Gary, you've got to get to your next meeting.
Yes.
We'll close with this. Tupac or Biggie?
Biggie.
All right. Thank you so much.
GI, double GI.
That was for you, Jeff Harris.
Thanks, guys.
To ensure that you never miss an episode of the B2B Growth Show, subscribe to the show on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. This guarantees that every episode will get delivered directly to your device.
If you or someone you know would be an incredible guest for the B2B Growth Show, email me at jonathan@sweetfishmedia.com. Let us know. We love connecting with B2B executives, and we love sharing their wisdom and perspective with our audience.
Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.